What beer are you going to try next? I know what I'm going to try. It's beer time with the beer man. Hey everyone, how you doing? Hope everyone's well. So this is the beginning of my Scottish Ale week. I will only be doing Scottish ales from shilling 60, even though I saw one for 28 shillings. Well, it goes by strength, so up to a wee heavy, which is your Scotch ale. There's a difference between Scottish and Scotch ales. So let's go ahead and with this one. This one's called This is by North Jetty Brewing, right out of the Long Beach Peninsula over in Seaview, Washington, right up across the way from us. Well, first of all, thank you to our to the Main Street Market over in Warrenton, Oregon. I am very pleased to find this beer there. It's kind of cool to see local stuff. Anyway, this is the Leadbetter Red. It's a Scottish style ale made here in USA, but it's a Scottish style, so it's as close as it gets to a Scottish. It's a red, so I imagine it has more of a reddish color, but we'll find out, right? So let's do this. Oh, let me show you the label. North Jet is called the Leadbetter Red. 4.8%. It's got a nice two-finger head. Nice tight bubbles. Carbonation is real nice and tight. It's definitely got a malty presence to it. It's red. It's got some carbonation on this. I want to say it's pretty clean, pretty filtered. It is clean and filtered. It's got a nice red hue to it, with almost a dark copper-like look to it. Somewhat of a carbonation going on in there. Retention is fairly medium. It's in the last 40 seconds gone down to about a finger, so not too bad. Let's smell it. Oh, just malty. Straight up tangy and malty. Malty. Yeah, just like the straight sour tangy, not sour tangy, just more or less probably from the they don't have much hops in them. They're more malty forward, so yeah, just straight up malty, bready smelling. Bready, a bit it's got that Scottish yeast smell going on in there. Caramel smells coming out. Don't get it in your nose. Oh. Well, with it in your nose, though, you can really get the malty texture coming out. Oh, boy. Just real malty. All right, let's taste this. Oh, man. You know, that's really well balanced. It's definitely malt forward, but it's well balanced with whatever hops they used in this. It's got a very slight tanginess, slight bitterness going on, and it's wrapped around the very edge of the back of the palate, of like in the back there on the tongue. Actually, from when I sniffed that in my nose on accident, it actually smells like pretzels. That's crazy. It's like salted pretzels would be very good with this beer, by the way. They say Brie's really good with these. So anyway, back to the beer. Yeah, that really got up in there. Oh, that really kind of, you do the cover and then take it off, you really get the aromas, the malty. But no, it's very, very tasty. Very, well, like full-bodied. It's got a good texture to it. And the tanginess dries off. It dries off in the end with that nice little tangy bitterness. It dries off real good at the end. And at 4.8%, this is super sessionable. Just a lovely beer. It's not bad. It's actually really good. Kind of a breadiness. Definitely malt forward, like I said. Tangy on the back with the bitter residue that drips down the throat. Kind of lighter on the top of the palate, but a sweet, kind of almost caramely kind of taste to it, with that bready. And I don't really get a whole lot of that Scottish yeastiness that I was talking about, or that I mentioned. Usually you get like a nice pungent yeasty, I don't know, a bit of an earthiness to it. Let's go to the notes. So, things I've gathered on this beer. Well, first of all, it's North Jetty, Leadbetter Red, Scottish style ale, 4.8%. They say malt forward, definitely. Subtle hop bitterness, definitely. And easy drinking, definitely. So they were right on the money with their description. Other notes I've found online, that, about this particular style and beer. Well, basically, Scottish ales they go from, for the most part, 60 shillings on up to 90 shillings, and then they hit a wee heavy mark. There is an export, which is 80 shillings, and then they have an Irish red ale that doesn't really have a shilling scale to it or whatever. I mean, it says red on here. I mean, it could be an Irish red ale within that Scottish category, but I don't know. The appearance on these are usually deep amber to a dark copper, which this is more of a medium dark copper. So like they're full-bodied and malty. They're based on they're all based on, what I'm trying to say is they're based on their differentiation of gravity and alcoholic strength. That's why you get your 60 shilling, your 70 shilling, your 80 shilling, your 90 shilling. And those shillings are basically a payout that you used to pay. I think it was a little history that I read back in the day when I was first starting to brew. And they paid 60 shillings for a light beer. They paid 70 shillings for the next beer up, and so on and so on and so on. So it was all based on, you paid for for the alcohol that was in that beer, and the flavors and the taste and the strength. So it's kind of an interesting style or topic to talk about when it comes to Scottishes and Scotches. There's a difference between Scottish and a Scotch. A Scotch would be more, all of them have the potential to be barrel aged and this and that, in oak and this, that. But Scotches, SCOTCH, like the whiskey, is going to give you your more of your dominant flavors of malt. You're going to get more sweetness. You're going to get more, you might even get a little more bitterness to balance it out. I don't know. They didn't use a whole lot of hops back then. A lot of them used like heather as a hop to take away from the sweetness. It's just cold. They ferment in colder atmospheres as well. The traditional ones were, because it was just it's a colder climate in Scotland, England, Ireland, this, that, and back in the day, it's just how it was. So it's kind of interesting. These are they're not as I don't think they're as respected nowadays. But they should be, and there's a lot you can do with them. There's a lot of things you can do. You can mix other beers into them, put an IPA into it, check that out, try it. Who knows? I am gonna do a blend week one of these months here to come. So where I blend beers. So anyway, back to the subject. But good stuff. Let me get one more swig. Oh boy, For a 4.8, it's got some body to that. I'm giving this a 10. I know I've been giving all my beers 10s lately, but all my beers that I've tried have been 10s. This is a 10. And I am, I'm not trying to support my local breweries here, but definitely this is a must try. You must try this. Look it up. Great beer. I want to try their other stuff now. They have some other stuff too. It's a small little brewery, but it's awesome. I want to go in there. Anyway, check it out. North Jetty Brewery, Leadbetter Red, 4.8%. Great stuff. Scottish style red ale. The Scottish style ale. All right, man. You guys, peace. Cheers. Have a good night, day, wherever you're from. Comment. Let me know what beers you'd like to try. What Scottish beers you'd like me to look up. Maybe I'll try and find them in my area. I'm gonna go look for one right now. It's about 3:00 p.m. our time, Pacific Standard Time. So I'm off and out and about looking for some more stuff. All right, guys. Have a good night. Please subscribe. Hit that bell, and you'll be informed of new shows to come. All right. Bye bye.